Let's talk about maternity leave. MPs who have children could be given 6 months paid maternity leave and be able to choose someone to vote on their behalf while they're caring for their newborn.
The changes are being considered to encourage more women to go into Parliament. Former Labour Deputy Leader Harriet Harman is behind the campaign and joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So you were 5 months pregnant when you became an MP. How was it for you and how has it changed from when you were sort of first pregnant and being an MP to now?
Well, I think everything's changed because when I was first in, there were hardly any women and most of the women were older and either their children had grown up or they didn't have any children. And most of the men felt it was sort of, you know, not right for a man to change a nappy and that was women's business. But really, it's such a sign of the times that even the House of Commons has changed now. And there are so many younger men MPs who don't think it's right just to leave the baby with the wife and not have anything to do with it. They want to play their part, but they also want to do their work as MPs. And there are so many more women MPs in the House of Commons now. There's 200, and they're on all sides on the Labour side.
200 out of
650. So we're still a minority, but, you know, that is a critical mass. And they're younger women as well. So it's very good for democracy that we've got women as well as men, but the biological imperative is there, that they're having babies. So we've had 17 babies born to women MPs since 2010, and we've got more on the way, 2 in the pipeline. So
is there baby facilities in the House of Parliament? Is there baby changing facilities and is it set up?
There are some facilities, but the key thing is, you know, if you are actually in a birthing pool, you cannot vote, and therefore, but your constituency needs to have their voice heard. So we just need to make a little simple, small but important change that when you're actually giving labour and in the first few weeks after the baby's born, that somebody else you can nominate another MP who's going through the division lobby to vote on behalf of you as well as themselves. And that's good for democracy.
Huge rows at the moment about feminism. What feminism means, whether the fact that we have a female Prime Minister is, you know, shows that things have changed. The whole row over grid girls and, you know, why it's a problem that there are glamorous women on show in sporting events. How important is it, do you think, that women are equally represented, for instance, in the House of Commons? And what do you say to those people who say there shouldn't be things like women-only shortlists? Because, frankly, you are the best person for the job and that's the priority.
Well, I don't think, you know, nobody wants there to be women-only shortlists, which is where we set aside some constituencies and said men can't apply here. It's got to be a woman who's the MP. But the reason why we did that, which was very controversial, is because otherwise the House of Commons just was really men-only virtually. Since the 1940s, there'd been 3% women, 97% men. And in a country
so it's a positive discrimination move in order to make women, to give women the opportunity to be there.
And now we've got 200 women in there, and actually it makes the House of Commons more representative, more understanding of what everybody else's lives is like, where we've got...
So if we have a female Prime Minister, do you think that she is championing the cause of women? Do you think that she is making great strides for feminists?
Well, I think it's very important to be able to see a woman at the top, because then nobody can say, oh, women can't do this, they can't do that, you know, they can't hack it, because basically they can see a woman in the most senior position. I mean, this is the second Prime Minister we've had, second woman Prime Minister, second, unfortunately, from our point of view, yes. Both of them Conservatives. So it's really about time we got our act together. And next time in the Labour Party, I hope that we'll have a woman leader, because we're a country where women and men now think of themselves on equal terms. And I'm not sure there is a row about these women at motor racing. I think it's just times have moved on. Soon we'll have the women motor racing as well, rather than just walking around with their abs on show.
That's what we want to see, isn't it? We want to see women drivers, not just women sort of embroidering the grid, which is why they've got rid of it. I imagine with the importance, as you say, of having women in these positions, you must have been dismayed that Norman Reedy stepped down this week. The Labour Council leader, she quit, accusing sections of the Labour Party of sexism and bullying. And the Labour activist went with her. She's attacked Jeremy Corbyn. She talked about the Momentum movement. That must be very frustrating for you to hear somebody in that sort of situation, a woman in that sort of situation, feeling like she has to leave her role because she's being subjected to sexism and bullying. Yeah,
well, I think, you know, Claire Corbyn, who'd been leading Haringey Council for 10 years and was, in my view, an excellent leader, I'm very disappointed she stood down. She's got some very serious complaints that she's made, and they should really be properly investigated, because we can't have that in our party or indeed in any party.
Do you feel
Politics
like there is a divide
an
in the party? Because it's certainly, that's what she was saying, that feels like there's a divide for the new wave of left sort of wing politics from Jeremy Corbyn and the power of Momentum as well.
Well, the party's always been a broad church, with some people more to the left, some people in the centre and some people more to the right. That's always been the case. But the point is for us to have our discussions reasonably, whether it's about housing, whether it's about the police, whether it's about the economy, we should be able to discuss it with each other on the issue and reasonably. And she's calling out behaviour which she says is completely wrong, and we should take that seriously and investigate it. And those people who've done it, if they have, then they should be called to account.